nyo guys, oh.
The Philippines is once again facing the full force of nature. Typhoon Kalmaegi, locally known as Tino, has slammed into the central region with destructive winds, widespread flooding, and scenes of chaos now going viral online.
Nagigabas among drills diri sa bintana para diri mi mugawas kay musa kami padung sa rooftop. Sumao na ni siya ang likod sa among balay, baha na kayo ang manimana nga river dako na kayo siya. Sumao na ni sold ng tubig sa among
As the typhoon approached Eastern Visayas, it intensified rapidly, drawing in vast amounts of moisture and tightening its core. Before long, Kalmaegi was producing sustained winds of 150 kilometers per hour, with violent gusts surging above 200 kilometers per hour. Strong enough to uproot trees that had survived decades of storms.
Mga bata dito din ang layok.
The first areas to feel the storm's full strength were the eastern provinces of Samar, Eastern Samar, and Leyte, where the eye wall scraped across coastal towns. Streets disappeared under sheets of wind-driven rain. Coconut trees snapped in half. Electrical transformers exploded in blue flashes across the dark horizon.
Amoy ini sa bato!
In coastal barangays, families huddled in darkness as corrugated iron roofing clattered through the air like giant knives. Doors buckled, windows shattered. People held their children close, praying the storm would pass without tearing their homes apart. As Kalmaegi's southern rain band swept westward, the situation in the Visayas deteriorated quickly. In parts of northern Cebu, Bohol, and Negros Occidental, the rainfall was so intense that low-lying areas flooded within minutes. Videos posted by residents showed rivers bursting over their banks, mudslides tumbling down hillsides, and entire communities swallowed by muddy water.
Nabalay man na ni Kim.
In one village in Cebu, rescuers found families stranded on the roofs of submerged homes. Children clung to water tanks. Elderly residents grasped roofing beams to avoid being swept away. Cars floated past like toys. For many, escape was impossible. The currents were too strong and the darkness too deep.
Maluoy mo, Villa del Rio uno, need gud mi og kanang mulutaw nga mga butang kay naami 4 months old nga bata. Please maluoy mo.
Along the exposed shores of Masbate, Romblon, northern Cebu, eastern Samar, and northern Palawan, massive storm surges began hammering coastal communities. Residents reported waves as tall as 3 meters smashing into homes and carrying debris far inland. Fishermen who earlier refused to leave their boats now found their vessels torn apart or hurled onto the streets. Many houses along the shoreline were left standing in name only, stripped of walls, flooded to the ceiling, or completely swept away. Across the central Philippines, evacuation orders multiplied. Local government units activated emergency shelters, turning schools, municipal halls, and basketball courts into temporary homes. Families arrived carrying clothes in plastic bags, babies wrapped in blankets, and livestock tied to posts outside.
Paspas kayo siya laboy kay kanang paingon na nga ala ni sakan ang drainage sa ilang kuan.
Disaster officials estimate that tens of thousands of people have been displaced, with the number expected to rise. Western Visayas, Central Visayas, Eastern Visayas, and Caraga are among the hardest hit regions. In some shelters, volunteers distribute rice, canned food, and drinking water. Others struggle with overcrowding. Mothers nurse infants as older children try to sleep on thin mats, listening to the endless roar of rain against metal roofs. Reports from multiple provinces confirm widespread infrastructure damage. In parts of Agusan del Norte, major highways are underwater, with strong currents making the roads impossible to cross. Bridges in inland areas have been cut off as approaches remain flooded. Power outages stretch across entire provinces, with some communities expected to remain in the dark for days. Kalmaegi is expected to continue crossing the Visayas before pushing toward northern Palawan, where heavy rainfall and strong winds will remain a threat. Even after the typhoon exits the country's area of responsibility, its rain bands may continue to trigger flooding in parts of Luzon and the Visayas. Meanwhile, meteorologists are monitoring a developing weather system far east of Mindanao. If it strengthens, it may become another strong cyclone heading toward northern Philippines. A reminder that the storm season is far from over.